Hi, Tina. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, and oracle card advisor. How are you today? Sorry for the delay. Sorry, computer issues. Hopefully, they get it straightened out. It's in the shop again. So I'm on the old one. We'll see how this works. It tends to mess up. That's why I got a new one. Anyway, sorry for the delay. And I'm always booked up anyway for a little bit. So we're going to talk to your brother Andy today, and I like to explain to my first timers, I see, hear, feel, sense, know, a little taste and smell. I have most of the senses, which a lot of mediums don't. This is not an exact science. We communicate just the way we can communicate. So sometimes they talk to me. Sometimes they show me pictures, which I call spiritual charades, and I have to describe the picture to you well enough that that message, whatever it is they're trying to say, comes across. Spiritual charades isn't my favorite thing, but this is the way we can work together. So, I stink at names, so if he mentions the name John or something, don't throw the reading out. If that name is not exact, it'll be a male with a J or a J-O name. What am I forgetting? Forgetting something. They tell us what we need to hear, not always exactly what we want to hear. So if something is mentioned and it doesn't ring a bell now, you might either remember it later. A family member may new teeth. Family member may validate it, or it may happen in the real near future. So just anything he says, just keep it in mind. And we'll get at least a little bit of validation from him, and the rest will be messages to you. So let's see what your brother has to say. He's coming in. Now, I don't know how old he was when he passed, but he's coming in young. Really. Oh, I can't. Names and ages. No, not very good at. He's coming in much younger, and he's carrying a teddy bear. He's carrying a brown teddy bear, and he's making a big point. It has a red ribbon around its neck. And he's coming in real meek and mild and kind of sheepish. And he says naive. And he says that's pretty much the way he always felt. Gosh, I wish I could tell you which ages. I mean, it's not like he's 2, but it's like he's 10-ish, 12-ish. So I realize he was older than that, at least older than that when he passed, but this is something that he felt. He always felt like the little kid. Was he bullied? Was he bullied when he was younger? I mean, it's like he's showing me that he felt like he had to stay inside of himself and almost protect himself from something or someone that made him feel very fearful when he was younger, which stayed with him while he was growing up. Then it's almost like he comes out of his shell. It's like he just, and he says, but I don't have to feel that way now. And I don't feel that way now. It's like he's big and bold and powerful. And there's a lot of people around him Let's see. There's a grandma figure. He calls her Gram. There's one that he calls an uncle. I don't want to spend a lot of time describing them. The uncle seems to be a lot taller. Not a large man. And then over to another side, there's one that he calls sister. Doesn't have to be a blood sister. It's a female close to his age that he felt a close relationship to. Not romantic relationship, but a close sisterly type relationship. That is there with him. And he said when he passed, he saw all three of these, and he immediately felt safe. He immediately knew he was safe. He's showing that as soon as his spirit left his body, he saw them and he ran to them. Literally ran to them and hugged them. He was excited to see them. And there was no fear at all. He knew it was okay. And he's standing there with them and he's waving at you like this. He says, sometimes you feel, you're going to show me which side. All right. And this is my right side. I know some of these videos, I look backwards when they play. And I'm backwards anyway. But this is my right side, and he's showing, he taps you. It may not be that fast, but he pokes you. Right in here, right in this area. Now, I don't know for sure how you'll feel his energy, because everybody feels it different. It won't usually feel like a physical finger, because he doesn't have any. It'll probably feel like a little zap when he's giggling. So it'll be more like a little zap. It could feel like a bug bite, or a pin sticking you, or a little one little itchy spot. But he's giggling, so I got a feeling it's going to be more like a pin sticking you. I know that's a little vague, but I don't know how you're going to accept the energy. He's talking about cats and cats and cats. Cats. C-A-T-S. Now he's showing himself paddling a canoe furiously. But I almost feel like this is kind of like a metaphor thing instead of the physical actually. Like he was trying desperately to paddle to get away from something. And he's showing like somebody, they always make me itch. Like another canoe's coming towards him. I don't think this physically happened. I don't think this is a memory. But like he felt like this other thing was going to attack him, and he's furiously paddling, trying to get away. But his canoe's not moving. His canoe is sitting like this, and I've never seen it shown like this, but They tell us what we need to hear, maybe not exactly what we want to hear, but this other, at least one person, but I think there's more in this other canoe, and they're coming towards him, and he's paddling, and he's not moving, and it's getting closer. And he just couldn't seem to paddle his way out. Felt like he was stuck. He said, yes, he wanted to move away, but yes, he wanted to start a new life, but he didn't quite know how to do it. And then we go back to kind of being a little naive, maybe. I don't know if that's the right word I want to use. Just not having enough skills to know how to get out, how to get away. And being scared, and also being scared. He says, damn him anyway. He's literally reaching down in his crotch and saying, I hadn't learned how to grab my balls yet. He says, but I can now. He says you should not carry any guilt. As far as his passing. He says you're not the guilty one. You have no reason to feel guilt. And he literally grabs his chest like this and falls down. He said it was that quick. That quick. Done. One and done. He said one and done. I asked him to show me how he passed so I could see, but that's probably my block, because I used to see so many of horrific ones, and I think I kind of started shutting that down, or maybe my guides did to protect me, because some of them were really getting to me. So he's mentioning a rope, but he's not showing me how he passed. And once again, he's showing, it's almost like he's melting, and he says he had nothing left. So there's nothing anybody else could have done except for him to alleviate the situation. Felt hopeless. Okay, I'm trying to ask him something. Okay, he mentions a hair dryer. So have you recently had a problem with your hair dryer? Has it moved? Has it quit working? Has it turned on by itself? If it hasn't, watch for it. Something to happen with a hair dryer in your house. And he's giggling. He says, I love you, sissy. I always felt safer when you were around. Don't think your picking on me had anything to do with this, because that's what brothers and sisters do. That wasn't it. Now he comes back here. It's my right side. He says, I love you. I felt safer around you because you were stronger. You could handle shit. A lot of crap going on. But it's okay, because it's something I needed to come here to learn. Okay, just from my experience, we come here with the intention, before we even get to this earth, to learn certain lessons. And this was one of the lessons that he needed to learn. He did not finish his lesson. He needed to learn how to grab his balls. He needed to learn self-worth no matter what happened, no matter what happens around you. And he's very, very, very adamant about this, for you to know, whatever happens around you, you should not let that affect what you are, what you know, what's inside you, because that crap is not you. This is you. This is your bubble. This is you. The crap around you, you should not let inside of you. He says, tell her again. I don't know how to say it. Tell me what to say. He says, don't hold on to other people's crap. Don't take it upon yourself. This is your shell. This is yours. They have no right to expect you to absorb that. He says, be strong. Okay, now he's showing me a clock on your wall. It doesn't have to be the exact physical clock that he's showing me, but a lot of times it is. Sometimes they just show a clock saying it's a clock, but it's a clock with hands on it, so it's not a digital clock. He's showing this one on the wall, and he's turning the hands backwards, and then forwards a little bit, and then back and forth. So this clock is going to, a clock in your home, it's not digital. The hands are going to move. You're going to look at it one time and go, I think that clock stopped. And then it'll start again. So watch for that clock to do a little bit weird shit. He's singing a lullaby, but I can't quite hear it. But he says lullaby. He's singing a lullaby. It's like really soft and sweet. And then I hear lamb chop, which I'm sure you guys are probably too young to have watched Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop. I can't quite hear the lullaby. It's like when you would sing somebody to sleep with. It has the word sweet in it, but I can't. It's too soft. He's either going to have to make it louder, or maybe there's a reason why I don't need to hear the exact words. Maybe you'll understand. He's mentioning a chair in your house. A chair. What kind of chair? Okay, he's showing me, doesn't have to be the exact chair, but something similar. Just a straight back wooden chair with a cushion on the seat. You're going to hear what sounds like this chair moving a little bit, like maybe scraping on the floor, like somebody's pulling it out from under the table. So usually when there's noises, it doesn't usually happen when we're in the same room. It's usually like right when you leave the room or something, and then you hear it. I don't know why that is, but you'll be in the next room and you'll hear this chair scraping. Now I'm hearing the song Sweet Child of Mine. Sweet Child of Mine. Crap, who sang that song? It's a band. It's a Sweet Child of Mine. It's a band from just a few years ago, not too terribly long ago. It's a rock and roll, I guess you'd call it, song. God dang it. My husband likes that song too, and I can't think of the group. So hopefully you'll understand who the group is. So usually when they mention a song, it's either something that's related to the two of you somehow, or you might need to Google the words and see what the words are in there. Now he's shown himself sitting cross-legged on your living room floor, and he's eating what I would call a puppy chow mix, or it's not Chex Mix, I don't think, but it looks more like it's got the things with the little powdered sugar in them, which I think is what people around here in my area anyway call puppy chow. And it's got a whole bunch of different things in it. It's a snack thing people make. He's got the remote. He's going to watch SpongeBob. Did he like SpongeBob? I call him SpongeBob Idiot. I like SpongeBob. He said he hasn't. He hasn't done a lot of things in your house because he doesn't want to scare you. You've actually felt him. Now, this is my right side, but this is the side they usually come in on. But they usually show me which side. And, well, they come over here because my Bob's always over here. You've actually felt like breath like breathing, like on this area here. And then goosebumps. Anytime you feel something like that, or the clock moves, or what was the other thing? The hair dryer. Things like that. He says there's going to be white feathers. White feathers that just appear out of nowhere. Oh, geez, I live not too far away from the ambulance service. Let me pause for a second to send out some love and light with the ambulance people. Anyway, so they didn't go very far. Anyway, whenever you recognize those signs, tell him, I know that's you, Andy. I know that's you. Thank you. I love you. Bring me more. And once you start recognizing them, then you'll get more. It expands. You start getting more and more and more. And he mentioned the white feathers. So you're going to find a white feather. Like I walked through here 10 times one day in my dining room. And then I sat down, and in my slipper was a white feather, and it was stuck so hard I couldn't hardly pull it out. Where'd it come from? It's just the way it does. Or walked through here 10 times one day, and all of a sudden I look down and there's a candy wrapper. And it was like a Valentine's Day little thing. And I turned it over and it says, I love you on it. Just things like that will start happening. Once you start recognizing them, then you see a lot more. He says, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can see you. Ha ha ha. He thinks that's funny. So you can talk to him all you want to, and then ask him to bring you a sign that he heard you. Now, you're not going to get one every single time. You can't ask 10 times a day and expect to get 10 signs. That's probably not going to happen. I ask him for more validations that this is him, so you know for sure these messages are from him. And he said, you don't need the validations. You'll know from what was said. He's showing me a rope again. With a noose. But he's not saying why. He says, I hope you know I don't blame you, and I hope you know that I love you. You have nothing to be blamed for. And besides, once we get here, all is forgiven. I'm happy. I'm happy you're happy. He says, please forgive me. No, he's not saying anything. Where'd he go? Alright, he's mentioning songs in your head. You know how you wake up? Well, I guess you don't have to wake up, but that usually seems like when it happens to me. And those will be even the more important ones. When you wake up and you have a song in your head and you cannot get it out of your head, no matter what you do, it won't go away. It plays over and over and over. Google the words, whatever song it is, Google those words. It'll be from him. And he says, my name's not Andrew, it's Andy. He's actually sending you love and light. And it's almost like he went like this. Oops. Sorry, try to get in the screen. Like this. And like a stream of energy came out of him, sending it directly to you, sending you love and light to uplift you. We've got this shit, sister. Don't let anybody take it. Do not let anybody take it away from you. Call on me when you need help. Call on me when you need me. And he's motioning to people behind him. He says, we've got your back. You'd be surprised what we can do to help. Call on us. He says he has a team. We all have a team. Actually, we all have a team. I have one hell of a team. Even though they've been a little quiet lately. He says you're an awesome person. And you're going to do awesome things in your life. Because of what's happened in the past is going to make you stronger in the future. He's mentioning a Harold, male name with an H or an HA if Harold is not the exact name. Sorry, this is Jinx because I think I had poison ivy from trimming weeds last night. That's not energy itching. That's poison ivy itch. He says, okay, he's waving, he's leaving. He hopes he got his message through strong enough. And I hope I brought his message through well enough. He says he wants to tell you things are going to be okay. Going to be okay. A-okay. He's mentioning M&Ms. And he's throwing one up and opening his mouth and catching one. He says, I'm still a kid at heart. Always will be. Young at heart. And with that, he's leaving. And he's taking a birthday balloon with him. Most of the time they'll show me a birthday balloon because they'll be acknowledging somebody's birthday coming, but did you release a balloon for his birthday or something? Because he's actually grabbed a birthday balloon and he's walking away with the balloon. And he's making a point of showing some lilies over to the side of him. And they look kind of dark pinkish, purplish. Sometimes the color matters, sometimes it doesn't. But he's making a big point of me seeing these lilies over to the side of his path as he's walking away. And then above his head I see the words, I love you. And I hear again, sweet child of mine. Okay, let him go. He's already left. So I hope you got at least a couple of validations so you know for sure that was him. He wasn't. They've not been real big on validating lately. So I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for all my computer mess ups. And I see this camera's kind of. Back on my old computer. I look all fuzzy, but I'm always fuzzy in the head. Oh, anyway. Thank you for trusting me with your loved one. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, and oracle card advisor. Much love to you.